Welcome to the Her Story Circle podcast, the podcast that brings you the extraordinary tales of everyday women who are changing the world. I'm your host, Gertrude Mache, and I'd like to acknowledge traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today. I also like to pay my respects to elders, past, present, and emerging. Every week, we dive into the lives, challenges, and triumphs of women from all four corners of the globe. We're here to inspire, enlighten, and connect, sharing stories that uplift and empower. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and join us as we explore the incredible journeys of women shaping our future. This is Her Story, where every woman's voice matters. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Her Story TV and the Her Story podcast. This is Gertrude Mache here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. And today I am graced with the presence of yet another fascinating young woman. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our tribe. Please tell everybody your full name, where you're based, how old you are, and share your story with us today.
My name is Ki Ashanti Marshall Scott, but please call me Kia. And I'm from a small town called St. Charles Parish, Louisiana. I'm 28 years old, and this is my story. So it started off with me, honestly, in 2016 after my father passed away. And then I went on to have my first son in 2017. I became a stay-at-home mom for 2 years after that. And in 2019, I had my worst financial year ever. I had no proper financial literacy. And so I was on the verge of losing everything. My home, my car. I actually did lose my car for a little while. It was repossessed, at least for a short amount of time. My credit cards were maxed out. My almost 800 credit score, 789 to be exact, was now ruined. I had pretty much no other options. And so in that time, I was blessed to be able to have get hired for a temporary job. And so I knew that in this time, this was my chance to sink or swim. And so I also want to mention that in my first week there, I found out that I was having my second child. So just to add a little sprinkle on top of all of the financial issues that I was dealing with, I did find out that I was pregnant with our second child at that time. So fast forward, I had to sit down. And like I said, I knew that this was my opportunity to either sink or swim because I didn't know if I was going to be able to work again after this because I hadn't worked so long. And then with me being pregnant, it just was so much. So I did know that in this time, I had to sit down and face the beast head on. And by the beast, I mean my financial situation, right? And so what I did, I decided, hey, this is enough. And I'm going to sit down and create a detailed budget. And when I mean detailed, I mean everything. And I stuck to that budget like my life depended on it. Because honestly, it didn't make sense. I knew, like I keep saying, that this income was not going to be forever. I was hired for a temporary position. So I had to come up with a game plan to say, hey, look, I'm going to at least try to dig myself out of this hole as much as I can. Even if I'm not able to get all the way out, I have to do something. And so I did just that. And in 7 months, I was able to, fast forward 7 months in, I was able to, my home was foreclosed on. Like I said, I was on the verge of losing everything. So my home wasn't foreclosed on. I redeemed my car back, and I was able to pay my car 2 years in advance. I was able to pay my credit cards off 6 months in advance. my storage unit, I was able to pay up 6 months in advance. And I also was able to um, start working on my credit and pay 2 collection items that was on my credit profile. And so through all of that, through all of that, I realized that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And so that's how, our company came to be, through my own hardships, through my own turmoils. And now what we do, we serve the community actually. And I own a company that promotes, provides, and encourages financial literacy within our communities. We want to go ahead and get children involved as early as possible. We also want to educate the adults, right, and older people, because like myself, I wasn't taught financial literacy, at least the proper way. So we're here to spread the knowledge about that and the importance about that. And we also provide a number of services to help and resources to help expedite that process. So we can do it for you, or you do it yourself, help you do it yourself. But we're here, like I said, from our turmoils, we were able to, again, find light at the end of the tunnel for us, and become that voice and that resource for the community, to let people know that if you're going through financial hardships, it's okay, but you must make a plan, and it won't be easy. It was not easy. I had to sacrifice a lot of things. I couldn't. I had to see what was more important, right? And I had to say no to a lot of things, but it worked out. It wasn't a short journey either, right? It was over time. And so I just want to be encouraging to people out there to let you guys know that if you're dealing with something, it'll be okay. Just make a plan. And if you need help, reach out to someone in your area, or us, or whoever you need to get those resources to you. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, we're just here to promote and enhance financial literacy within the community, because it is so important. And the earlier we get this knowledge into the youth, right? If we start at home, I feel that we give them a better chance at their future, when they'll know how to manage their money properly, and be able to use, credit properly, and those sorts of things, knowing how to properly use their resources around them.
Now, financial literacy is not an easy thing, especially if you've never been taught it, like you said, at an early age, especially for women. Women normally rely on their husbands to do everything. Sometimes you go through a divorce, sometimes the husband dies. If there
Exactly.
is somebody who's in that situation right now and is needing advice on where to start, what 3 pieces of advice could you give them?
So I would say, first, you have to sit down and collect everything, right? All of your bills. You have to sit down and, like I said, face the beast head on. Collect all of your bills, all of your income, anything that you spend money on, and write it down. Pen to paper. Once it's out in front of you, you'll get a better idea of where you're actually at. Some people have the fear of not creating a budget because they think they're so far into a hole, and they realize that, hey, it may not be as bad as we think, right? Or it may be worse than we thought, but now the reality is there. So the first thing would be to gather all of your information and write it down. The second thing would be to overestimate your expenses and underestimate your income. That's important, because you want to have a little leeway, but you don't want to depend on that extra income. You want to have a little wiggle room, just in case some accounts vary. And then also stick to it and trust the process. It may not be easy. It'll be something new for you, but know that the relief after you've dug yourself out of that hole will be so much better. And know that you're doing it for you, and know that you'll be so much more confident in yourself and your abilities after that. So those would be my 3.
Fantastic. That is absolutely amazing. Now, when working with children, what kind of programs do you have? What age group are you starting off with? Tell us a little bit about how you work with children and financial literacy.
Yeah. So I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. So We actually do a lot of, when I'm doing these videos or doing any type of lectures or anything, he's most of the time right there. But I also have a financial literacy kids book, ebook, and I also have a teens financial literacy ebook as well. And so, like I said, aside from the services that we offer, the community events that we've held, been vendors at at school events where children come in, play a little sports, and come to the different areas to speak about things. So we speak a lot. We go to a lot of schools and speak about financial literacy there, and let the parents know as well that we do have the resources of the financial literacy ebook and workbook and the children's ebook and workbook, to help with the age ranges. We also try to go to schools and talk to them for pep rallies and those sorts of things as well. Getting the kids involved and being relatable to them is the key as well. So that's what we do. And we make it fun. We keep it fun as well. Like I said, it's just being relatable, breaking it down to where they are, having things, keeping them interacted, and also having the parents interactive too. That's a big part. We try to include the parents in all of our ebooks and workbooks as well. So it's a family affair.
That's awesome. Very empowering. Now, because our podcast is focused on women, what are you doing to help women who need help with financial literacy? Like I said, sometimes women have been married, the husband handles the finances, the husband dies. Most women are finding themselves homeless. They lose everything when they go through a separation and a divorce. Take us through a process you would take someone like that.
Yeah, so if someone, well, first of all, we would need to know that, but if someone reached out to us for that, we do have free consultations where we'll go ahead and work through, first of all, see what their needs are, what their goals are. Do they need a budget? Do they need help managing their money? Is it credit related, right? Are they trying to purchase a home? Anything like that? Was it that they came onto a lot of money after maybe a tragedy or something like that? Or they're about to lose their job, right? With COVID, I mean, a lot of things is happening. So if someone comes to us, we do give free consultations to talk about what their personal financial needs are, and create a goal and a plan for that. Like I said, we have a lot of do-it-yourself programs, and we have done-for-you programs as well. So if someone comes to us, we'd be happy to walk them through and give them tips and resources as well, to help them along the way, whether it be for budgeting, money management, credit, or financial literacy in general. If they just need to know how to pay their credit cards, right? Or just tips, anything, we're here to help them.
Fantastic. Now, in terms of social impact, what is your business doing to give back? I believe in the power of giving, and I love it when entrepreneurs think about their community, think about things they can do in their environment. What are you up to in that world?
Yeah, so we've partnered with a local nonprofit that we do a lot of the community events with. We also donated some ebooks, some financial literacy ebooks. We held, sometimes we do free enrollment for our credit repair services. We also host a lot of online classes. We host free webinars, so we meet people where they are. Even in these community events, right? We're meeting people where they are. So that's us giving our time back and saying, hey, I know we are here to have fun, but let's bring this knowledge here as well. So bringing that diversity to these different events is a way for us to give back as well, and holding these free events, online events.
Fantastic. So what is your vision for the future in terms of your business? If I was to say to you in 5-10 years time, what is your dream? What is your vision?
My dream and vision is to have a financial literacy program within schools, definitely starting in Louisiana, to have some type of system or program dedicated to financial literacy. Even if I also want to, of course, have a brick and mortar, so that in the community, so that people can come in and have resources at the tips of their fingers, and we can be more reachable. And I just see us expanding and traveling to different areas, being a guest speaker, talking about our story and empowering other women, and just being the change that we want to see, because that's really big for us. Like I said, financial literacy is so important, and I didn't know, and so I want to give other people a chance to get this knowledge beforehand, before they actually need it. So that's the goal for us, to make an impact on the world, and spread financial literacy, become a guest speaker, well, continue to speak at schools and stuff, and just implement financial literacy programs in schools.
That should actually be a prerequisite for every school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting that it's not there. So you have a beautiful niche that you can
There's
tap right into.
there's actually only 25, I believe it's 25 states that has a financial literacy program in the United States right now. So, like I said, I'm being the change that I want to see. So
That's
we're working at
beautiful.
it, and we're going to get it done.
Fantastic. So now let's have a little thought experiment. And I'm going to teleport you into the future. You're now 120 years old. I think with science and technology, we can make you live that long. And you're sitting on your porch, surrounded by your children, your grandchildren, your dogs, and your cats. And you're reflecting back on your life. If you could teleport into the future right now and have a conversation with the future you, based on how you're living your life, what would you say to her?
I would tell myself to continue to keep going. Always create those opportunities. I'm sorry, always take advantage of those opportunities. And if there are no opportunities, create your own. Always make your next choice your best choice. That is our slogan, because it goes with, everything in life. And just continue to push your limits. Get out of your own way and stay out of your own way like you have been, and just trust the process. It'll all work out.
I love it. Getting out of your own way is the difficult one for most of us, right?
Yes.
Now, is there anything I should have asked you and I didn't? What are your parting thoughts with this interview?
I don't think there's anything that you missed to ask. Like I said, I just want to reiterate that if you don't know much about financial literacy, I do suggest that you go ahead and do some research. Even if you don't know, or think that it can help someone else, do it for your children, right? Do it for yourself, because the more you know, the more you'll grow, really. And so knowledge really is power. And there's a lot of misconceptions about, especially in the credit realm, there's a lot of misconceptions out there. And so just do your own research. If you need help, again, find those resources in your community, or you can reach out to us at Next Choice Financial. And again, just get the kids involved as early as possible, make it fun, and give them a chance, right? And talk to your schools about financial literacy.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for coming online and gracing us with your presence, sharing
Thank
your
you.
knowledge and your skills. If anybody out there is needing help, if you have young kids, go onto this website, nextchoicefinancial.com. Reach out and find a mentor, find a coach, find somebody who can help you. Do it the easy way. It doesn't have to be hard. There's professionals out there, experienced people who can handhold you every step of the way. So thank you so much for this interview. Thank you to
Thank you so much for
everybody.
having me.
And thank you to everybody who's tuned in today. I'll be back again tomorrow with yet another fascinating guest. Have a fantastic day, morning, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And bye for now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into the Her Story Circle podcast. I hope today's story has inspired you to believe in the power of our stories and the difference you can make in the world when you use your voice. I'm Gertrude Mache, and it's been an honor to share this space with you, where voices from all walks of life come together to weave a rich tapestry of diverse perspectives. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast to help us share these stories with more listeners. Follow us on social media by looking for the Her Story Circle podcast for more updates. And join us tomorrow for another episode filled with courage, resilience, and empowerment. Remember, your story matters, and together we're building a stronger, more inclusive world. Until next time, keep making her story.